Hi families, this is David Hodges, Deputy Principal at St Andrew's School, and I am with Marianne.
Hi, I'm Muhl. I'm the PYP Coordinator.
We'd like to share some slides from our Parent Learning Workshop last Friday. We've condensed the morning down to just a few minutes to give you a snapshot of what we worked on with families. Thank you to the parents who could attend. It's great to engage with families around our teaching and learning at St Andrew's and areas we are working on to improve, and providing an insight for some of the things we are working on as a school. From our previous workshop, our families developed this Menti, which is a visual display of words the families connected with learning. The session last Friday was in data-informed teaching, and this was giving parents and families an opportunity to understand how we go about collecting information on our learners and then how we use this data to inform our teaching. I started by sharing a story about two of my children. This is Henry, who's 10, and Isla, who is 8. And the story I shared was an example of two children who are very different and have very different learning needs, and how vital it is for teachers to understand them as learners and to know where they're at to support their development as students and as learners. The following slide indicates how we use the data we collect. So we gather information around our students. We have our knowledge of the curriculum and our knowledge of learning styles to then support our decisions we make for each student at our school.
We talked about how we collect student learning data, and you'll see it's just a list of lots of different ways that we collect data informally and formally. And then we had put together some photos with the help of some students to show parents some of these different examples. So this is a traffic light system that we might use to collect information. We discussed how we use whiteboards to collect data. And then when we think about the older students, this was an example of a way of collecting data on students' understanding of angles. We also showed some more traditional ways that we can collect data and how we can use this to help students push their learning further.
This is a cycle we've shared with staff, the decision-making cycle. And the examples you've seen from Marianne are the green and purple arrows. We pose a question and collect information. And then in teaching teams, the really important step is the analysis and interpretation of what this information is telling us, which informs our decisions to support each student on their individual learning journey. So we asked our families to have a go. We provided some data sets from students at St Andrew's, de-identified, so we didn't know which students they came from, but our families got an opportunity to get their hands on some learning data and think about some of these questions that we might pose when we are analysing and interpreting where to next for our students. So the first one is an example of a phonics assessment we would do with our junior primary students. Across the top is the sounds, and down the left-hand side would go the student names. When analysing this data, the parents realised that vertically, you can see some sounds that our whole cohort of students need to work on. And horizontally, there were some students, individuals, who might require a bit of additional practice or some repetition of sounds which had been taught earlier in the term. We also provided some writing samples from students. This is a Year 1 student. And every piece of writing that we showed has areas of success, has areas to celebrate, but also areas of growth and things to work on. This is a Year 1 who has made an excellent attempt at starting a story, but there are some sounds and some sentence structure skills which are still to be developed. We collect writing samples from every student in our school and store them centrally. So as a staff, we can really focus on the impact we're having in our teaching and the progress we're seeing for each of our learners here at St Andrew's. The third example is some clocks. So this would be an example of a middle primary maths lesson where we'd want to find out if students can tell the time. On the left, the student knows o'clock and half past and is confident with quarters, but got a little bit stuck once the hands moved into different positions. The sample on the right is really interesting. All of those times are incorrect, but if you analyse the data, you can actually tell the only mistake the student has made is confusing the hands. They've swapped the hour hand for the minute hand and vice versa. So that piece of information would be a really quick conversation and reminder for that student. This example we shared was an open-ended task, and a task like this in the upper primary not only shows us what the students know, but also the processes and thinking they put into place when solving problems, and an opportunity to, again, share how that student is progressing in their knowledge and their understanding, but also applying the skills into solving problems.
So at this point, we got our families to do a reflection, something that we would get our students to do as well. And then we finished up with our parking lot, calling for any suggestions for future parent learning workshops.
So thank you very much for switching on and listening to us today. We look forward to our next parent learning workshop and hope you can be there. Thank you.